Hello world, Wendy from Cali here, back with another Mixed Manny chat. Happy New Year 2026. Last video I posted was before we had New Year's Eve and New Year's. We didn't quite make it to Universal Studios for New Year's Day because it's been super rainy here in Southern California. We were not about to go to a theme park with kids during rainy period, so for now that's on hold, postponed until the weather gets better. Even as I'm recording this today, it is raining out here in Southern California. Flash flood warnings were something that were occurring earlier in the week, but haven't heard or seen anything as far as the weekend goes. Of course, with the rain means laundry is not being done by me because I like to hang dry a lot of my clothes. However, my mom did do laundry on Friday, so at least it's not piled up to be like 4 loads of laundry that will need to be done on the next day that I'm home when it's not raining. So, what had we done for New Year's? Well, New Year's Eve, I was so dang tired. I was at work for a full day, and then I made prime rib in memory of my Uncle Harry for the family. Panda Bear showed up a little after 6 to come pick me up. We were able to transport the prime rib back home so the Rents could have some prime rib, and then we went over to Mama Carla's house to do New Year's Eve. By the time we got there, it was like almost 8 o'clock. We were all ready to eat, and it was delicious, but very filling. So prime rib, if you haven't had it before, is a very fatty cut of meat, very tender if done right, and very, very filling. So even the kiddos enjoyed eating the prime rib, so that was nice. And Mama Carla made mashed potatoes like Belgian style, so there was like carrots and stuff like that in it, and it was really good. A nice salty balance to the prime rib. And she made one more thing, and I can't recall off the top of my head right now. Spaghetti in the oven. That is something that's like their thing. So like it's craved by the kiddos because it's kind of like, you know, nostalgia. If you had it since you were little, it's like your thing. But as for me, spaghetti in the oven is just like, okay. I like a cacio e pepe much more. New Year, New Hue is what I have on my fingers right now. You'll see that I already have nails on. I'm actually going to put these over what I already have on. There's a lot of tipware happening because I've been baking and cooking up a storm since it's been really, really rainy. There were a bunch of holiday baking that I wanted to do that I didn't get a chance to do. Just the schedule with work and with home and all of that, and all the things that we had for food. Just way too much food, like overwhelmingly so. So today was what I call leftover day in my house, where a lot of things that were left over from the holidays I am repurposing, such as the jalapeno cranberry sauce that I had made extra of in Thanksgiving. I have now incorporated those into, well, I had attempted a puff pastry with the cranberry and with cream cheese. That didn't come out very well because the puff pastry we had in our freezer was like relatively old. And so it was my first time working with puff pastry too. So that one didn't turn out so well. Still tasted good, but looked disgusting. And so it's not one that I will be sharing with folks unless you're family, because family don't judge like that. So, but today I made some zucchini loaf, chocolate zucchini loaf. So I get to bring some of that to work tomorrow. I have some coworkers that really like that chocolate zucchini loaf. And so I'm going to bring that and leave it for them to have. And then with the leftover jalapeno cranberry sauce, I also made some orange cranberry muffins, which look and smell delicious. Like, Panda Bear and I have been fasting since Friday. Friday, we got to eat pozole, which Mama Carla had made for New Year's Day, and we didn't quite make it over to Mama Carla's house on New Year's Day because when we took my pops, Panda Bear and I took my pops on a long walk, by the time we got home, we were beat tired, and he was like, why are we going to drive all the way over to Mama Carla's when pozole the next day is going to taste even better? And so I had a full day of work on Friday, and then right after work, Panda Bear picked me up. We went straight over to Mama Carla's house and had this amazing pozole, which was like super tasty. Like, oh, like, had we not had so much food at home here, and that knowing that we were going to fast all of Saturday and partially Sunday, we totally would have packed some home, but Mama Carla knocked that one out of the park for sure. But yes, so Panda Bear and I have been fasting since yesterday. Yesterday we also went for a walk before it got really rainy again over here. And we also did some hunting. So when I say hunting, I really mean just shopping. One of our neighbors that the Rents have known for, you know, my father's whole life here in the U.S. because he came and he began living in the U.S. in 1968. And the neighbors next door had actually moved into their house that same year too, in 1968. And so my pops has known those neighbors for his whole life here in the U.S. And unfortunately, our neighbor Bill passed away. I think he was 92 or 93. He ended up having Lewy body's disease, and his mind was just not there. His body was failing. And they had originally placed him in a facility. Before he was leaving to go to the facility, he actually came by to our house and said goodbye to my parents. Sorry, my hand's locking up. Oh, does this ever happen to you where it's like, I think it's called like trigger finger, but if you hold your hand in a certain way, it like ends up locking up. I have to like massage my hand out of that. Okay, anyways, so he passed away a day after Christmas. We found that out. And so my mom wants to, you know, provide some money when attending the funeral. And so Panda Bear looked up, you know, Japanese culture, that they're Japanese, and that there's like certain envelopes that you use for providing money for condolences. And so we were on the hunt for that. We were originally going to get it on Amazon, but it was like $11.99 for like 4 envelopes, and the reviews that were posted said that although the envelopes are good, the shipping of it is just not the best. Like, they don't take really good care in the shipping. So a lot of folks were complaining that the envelopes were all bent out of shape, which you really don't want that when you're, you know, attending a funeral and providing money for condolences. You want the envelope to be in pristine condition. So anyways, long story short, we found envelopes at Daiso, which is like literally like less than a mile from my house. We can walk out there to Daiso if we wanted to. But Panda Bear and I found those envelopes at Daiso, and then we also went and dropped off at Kohl's to do some Amazon returns. And then went to Albertsons, which is right next door, and did a little bit of hunting, shopping for the ingredients that I needed for today. So one thing Panda Bear had mentioned was that he really, really liked Dave's hot chicken sandwich. And I was like, hey, maybe I could figure out how to make it at home. So that is what we're having today for dinner, is a Dave's Hot Chicken Dupe sandwich. I made the potato bun from scratch yesterday. So I made a sourdough version because I had already fed my sourdough starter yesterday with the intent of baking bread for the week. But since Panda Bear was like, oh, Dave's hot chicken, I was like, oh, let me make a potato bun. And then I'm baking bread today, this evening, for the week. But yesterday, while we were fasting, which is so dang hard, but we did it, I made potato buns from scratch. Now, they're not the prettiest looking, but I'm hoping they still taste fabulous. First time doing things, there's a big learning curve for sure. Especially in this tiny little kitchen of ours, where I'm using a toaster oven instead of like a full conventional oven. But we shall see. The potato bun looks like it will be fluffy and tasty, so I'm excited. And when we were at Albertsons, we couldn't find any like chicken thighs, but they had boneless, skinless chicken legs, which I figure will do just as good. But I have been marinating since yesterday because the recipe says you should marinate the chicken overnight. So that has been done and it is ready to be cooked, fried up today, and to make that hot sauce, the hot oil rub for the chicken once it is fried. I will be doing that later. Also, I am going to attempt to make Dave's special sauce, and it's looks like it's mostly mayo with chipotle sauce and honey. So I looked up a recipe for chipotle sauce, and I've got honey, I've got mayo. I'm going to attempt to make it, which is really hard because like I don't really consume the spiciest of spicy foods. I don't really know what Dave's hot chicken tastes like, so really, I'm flying blind in this challenge. But the key is, when Panda Bear eats it, will he say it's as good to Dave's hot chicken? So I have to go with my gut instincts. I have to taste all of these spicy things. Luckily, I have plenty of sugar and I have milk here at home. So in the event that things get a little too spicy, I can help not choke on my own saliva. But that is this evening's things. I woke up really early this morning. Well, first I had to wake up in the middle of the night to feed my sourdough starter so that I could wake up early in the morning to prep the sourdough for the bread I'll be baking this evening. Because whenever it's cold, it takes a long time for the dough to rise. So I had to start really early. Really early being like 6 this morning. Which, you know, that's late for a normal work day for me. But today's Sunday. Sunday fun day. And I had to start early. Had to keep quiet. Oh gosh, now my finger on this side is locked. Okay. But I had to be really quiet because everybody was still asleep at that time in the house. So it's one of those where it's like, okay, I want to start early, but I can't be doing everything early. So I finally did truly start on everything. Oh gosh, the finger is really locked up right now. My apologies. Give me a moment while it gets back to normal. Everyone woke up and I was able to, I baked the chocolate zucchini loaf, as I mentioned. I baked the orange cranberry muffins. I made meatballs. So Panda Bear and I on New Year's, when we went for our walk with Pops, we went to Jim's Bakery and we went to Mr. Baguette and had delicious banh mi's and a coconut cream bun and Vietnamese coffee. So that was like a 5-mile walk, round trip, to go do that. So in the evening, when we were walking, we had walked past John's Kebab, and John's Kebab has like Mediterranean gyro sandwiches and, you know, grilled meat plates and all of that stuff. And I had really been craving a gyro sandwich, and Panda Bear had said, oh no, they're not open on New Year's Day. And so I was bummed, but on our way back, we saw that there were people in the restaurant. And I was like, wait, you said they weren't open. Panda Bear didn't turn the knob on the door. So he thought that they were locked and closed and nobody was there, like when he had originally peeked in. So instead of going to Mama Carla's on New Year's, Panda Bear and I went to John's Kebab to have our gyro sandwiches. We got a tub of their garlic sauce, because their garlic sauce is like to die for. It's so yummy. And especially like adding the garlic sauce on the gyro sandwiches. Oh my god, so good. But a tub of garlic sauce is a lot for one meal. Like, we didn't eat it all. So what I'm going to do with the leftover garlic sauce is I'm going to turn it into a salad dressing, because we also have a ton of salad greens that were left over from, I think it was last week. It could have been, yeah, definitely last week, that need to be eaten before they go bad. And so I made Greek meatballs, and Greek meaning that they have feta cheese and mint, and hopefully it'll complement the garlic sauce salad dressing that I'll be making with the leftover garlic sauce for the salad greens. And then of course we'll have the Dave's hot chicken sandwiches, and if the family wants to, they can eat the chocolate zucchini loaf, the orange cranberry muffins. If they don't, well, my workplace will benefit from any leftover desserts, baked goods. Oh my gosh, my fingers really cramping up. So it does that a lot when I haven't had enough like to drink. I've been cooking like all day, and I took a shower. My mom's actually visiting one of her friends. Unfortunately has cancer of the spleen, and she's, I guess, on her last days. So her friend group, they're all going over to say their goodbyes to her. So she said that she needed the bathroom at 1 so that she can get ready and go to visit her friend. And so I made sure I did all my cooking, except for, you know, frying up the hot chicken, which will be done this evening. But I did all of that, cleaned the kitchen. I finally got a chance to make soaps again. Our fridge was like full of stuff, so there was no space for me to make the soap and have it sit in the fridge for the 24 hours that it needs to do. And so I was able to finally have space to make soaps. So today I got them out of the silicone molds and weighed them, because you want to weigh the soaps every week. It takes about 6 weeks for them to cure and basically have all the water evaporated from the bars of soap. You don't want to use them until they've kind of stopped losing like water weight, because if you use them too soon, they'll just like disintegrate in the bath or in the shower really quickly. So you want to give them time to kind of lose most of their water weight before you put them to use, and usually that's about 6 weeks. So we will have new soaps. This batch of soap is orange, ginger, peppermint, and we should have them by the end of February. So I finally finished my big tub of coconut oil that I ordered off of Amazon for soap making and cooking. So I am about ready to buy another tub of coconut oil. But I'm going to wait until like closer to the end of February to do it, because that'll be when the bars of soap that I've just like finished making will be ready for use. And since I don't have a need right now for it, I don't want to buy it too soon, because the shelf life of oils are only so long. So you don't want to be using old oils for making soap, because the soaps are only as good as the shelf life of the oils that you're using for your soaps. So not sure if all of you guys care to learn all that stuff about soap making, but that's what's on my mind right now. So that's what you guys get. But for Christmas, there were a lot of things that didn't quite show up in time. And so I ended up making cute little goodie bags for New Year's to give to Mama Carla and the girls. And then Benjamin got his Christmas clothes a few days late, but I love seeing him wear all the shirts that I had picked out for him. He seems to love them. There was one that I saw him wear, which has all the meme kitties. And there was another one that was one of my favorites, because it was a saying that I would say a lot. Was it called? Guess what? Chicken butt. And that's a saying that I used to say a lot as a kid. And so I really liked the shirt. And since he likes cats and he likes birds, I got him a bunch of those shirts for Christmas, and he seems to be enjoying them. So I was a little worried, because the texture of the material wasn't like cotton. So I wasn't quite sure if he would be like not liking that. And I was like looking up like, oh, maybe I need to buy him some undershirts or something that he can wear underneath his t-shirts. But he seems to be doing just fine with the shirts that he got for Christmas. So don't have to worry about spending extra money on, you know, additional clothing items for him for now. But yeah, it's been a real chill weekend, because we spent New Year's Eve. I was the only one, so on New Year's Eve, I was the only one. I was so dang tired that I couldn't stay awake for New Year's Eve. Everyone else was like playing Uno, Show No Mercy, together, and I was just like laying on the couch ready to call it a night. So yeah, I didn't get a chance to spend the quality family time I had wanted to, but we did that with the family dinner, and the prime rib was a success, so that's what really matters. But I gave Carla and the girls goodie bags that included aprons for the girls, because we're going to start homeschool again, starting tomorrow actually. Panda Bear and Mama Carla are going to have lessons with the girls starting up again tomorrow. I have my lessons on Thursday. I already have my science lesson ready to go. I have the butcher paper that I needed for one of the assignments. And so we're going to get that going. And, ooh, this one might be hard. This feels too hard. Let's see. Hold on. Let's peel it out and peel it off and see if it is hard or not. Oh yeah, that's way too hard. Not gonna use those. Okay, I will actually use regular nail polish over this, just to get some of the tip wear covered up. So let's use let's use this one, Annabelle. Let's use Annabelle, because I don't want to use a color straight if it's not going to be the right texture. Oh yeah, look at that purple. That's beautiful. All right. Really, I just wanted to use up those 2026 like New Year accent packs because now that we're in 2026, I really don't have a need for them again. And I had purchased 2 of those New Year sets because I really liked the star set, which I haven't used yet. And one of my nieces had said she wanted the star set, but then later on, like, she never asked about it again. So I was like, okay, so now I have 2 of the star sets for myself. But they came with those New Year's accent packs. I was able to, because I saw some folks like commenting when they used the accent packs, they were like, oh, pay attention, pay close attention to how you place the nails on your nails, because 2026 only goes in one direction, and these accent packs are like, the sizes are all funky. I swear, Color Street needs to do something about that, because the sizes that come in the accent packs are just not great for most people's nails. But whatever. It is what it is. Okay, but this is the final look. I am going to use the CND Vinylux Longwear Shine Top Coat that my Sassvent pal Corey gifted me. But just so I'm not rambling and you guys are waiting for my nails to dry, I will end it here. If you watched this all the way through, thanks for watching. Happy New Year to you. Hope 2026 is treating you well so far. You could comment below what you did for New Year's, if you did anything. If you have New Year's resolutions, comment below. Want me to hold you accountable? Let's talk about it. Otherwise, if you can't think of what to comment below, but you want to leave a comment letting me know that you have seen this video from start to finish, go ahead and leave a fireworks emoji, since my nails are the fireworks right now. And yeah, I will see you all next time. Peace.